First light, fresh perspective. Let's begin. Sunlight streaming through the steam of the brew, thinking about the things that I'm about to do. No more running from the ghosts of the past, building up a foundation that's meant to last. The guitar's playing clean, the morning time blues, helping me to decide which path I should choose. I'm a student of the silence, a fan of the slow, watching all the seeds of the clarity grow. Coffee and clarity, the morning refrain, clearing out the clutter in the fog in the brain. Soulful rap energy, jazz infused soul, taking back the spirit and the self-control. Yeah, coffee and clarity, a little bit of rarity. The snare is hitting tight like the ticking of the clock, but I'm not worried about the way the people talk. I'm grounded in the bass, the low end of life, cutting through the tension like a dull butter knife. Rose piano ripples like the water in the sink, giving me the space and the time I need to think. Urban life is busy, but the morning is mine. Everything is looking like it's gonna be fine. Coffee and clarity, the morning refrain, clearing out the clutter and the fog in the brain. Soulful rap energy, jazz infused soul, taking back the spirit and the self-control. Yeah, coffee and clarity, a little bit of rarity. I see the city waking with a yawn and a sigh, underneath the canvas of a pale morning sky. Yeah. I'm a poet with a cup, a rapper with a heart, ready for the day and a brand new start. No need for the chaos, I prefer the calm music on my spirit like a healing balm. Bluesy hip-hop with a lo-fi touch, not asking for a little, not asking for much. Coffee and clarity, the morning refrain, clearing out the clutter in the fog in the brain. Soulful rap energy, jazz infused soul, taking back the spirit and the self-control. Yeah, coffee and clarity, a little bit of rarity. Yeah, and the caffeine kicks in and the rhythm takes hold, turning all the lead of the worry into gold. I'm standing on the threshold of a beautiful day, watching all the shadows just melt away. Drink it in, yeah. Coffee and clarity, morning jazz soul. Cobalt skies above the streetlights, feel that groove. Let's go. Twilight fading into a deeper shade of blue, looking for a vision, looking for a view. Walking down the alley where the echoes reside, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. But I don't mind the chill, I don't mind the haze. I'm just navigating through this concrete maze. Every step I take is a note on the scale, a soulful journey through a heavy set veil. Under cobalt skies, I'm finding our way, leaving behind all the heat of the day. It's soulful and steady, it's bluesy and deep, promises made that we're aiming to keep. Under cobalt skies, the rhythm is true. Just a little bit of me and a whole lot of you. Yeah, yeah. Your voice is like a melody I used to know, catching the wind wherever it may blow. We talk about the dreams that we tucked under the bed, all the unspoken words that we finally said. The guitar cries a little, but it's mostly a smile. Let's just stay right here for a little while. No pressure on the clock, no weight on the chest, just a mid-tempo heart getting some rest. Under cobalt skies, we're finding our way, leaving behind all the heat of the day. Yeah, soulful and steady, it's bluesy indeed. Promises made that we're aiming to keep. Under cobalt skies, the rhythm is true. Just a little bit of me and a whole lot of you. Through the skyscraper's gap, a little bit of jazz and a whole lot of rap, blending the colors of the night and the soul. Finally feeling like I'm becoming whole. The bass is a heartbeat, the snare is a snap, falling right into the rhythm's warm lap. It's a cobalt feeling, a velvet embrace, finding the beauty in this urban space. Under cobalt skies, finding our way, leaving behind all the heat of the day. Yeah, soulful and steady, it's bluesy indeed. Promises made that we're aiming to keep. Under cobalt skies, the rhythm is true. Just a little bit of me and a whole lot of you. Yeah, feel that ass. Blue isn't sad, it's just deep and sincere. Everything's quiet and everything's clear. Hold on to the feeling before it takes flight, wrapped in the arms of a cobalt night. Cobalt skies, keeping it smooth. Jazz, rap, soul. Storms overturn the heel, 89 BPM for the afterglow. Storms overturn. The clouds are breaking up and the sun is coming through. Wash away the old and bring in the new. It's the after the storm rhythm, a bluesy style piece, waiting for the internal noise to finally cease. The guitar's playing mellow, a clean style swell, stories that the weary heart is starting to tell. I'm a mid-tempo dreamer with a soul style flow, watching all the flowers in the garden start to grow. After the storm, everything is clear, chasing out the static and the ghost of the fear. Soulful jazz rap on a blues-infused track, moving to the future, never looking back. Yeah, after the storm, feeling so warm. The snare is hitting light like the dripping of the rain, taking off the pressure in the everyday strain. Rose piano chords like a promise of the light, knowing that the morning's gonna finish the night. I find my sanctuary in the 90 BPM pulse, when nothing is fake and nothing is false. Urban style healing, deep and sincere. Everything I need is already right here. After the storm, everything is clear, chasing out the static and the ghost of the fear. Soulful jazz rap on a blues-infused track, moving to the future, never looking back. Yeah, after the storm, feeling so warm. Yeah, we're all just survivors of a metropolitan gale, looking for the wind to finally hit the sail. I'm a poet of the spirit, a rapper of the grace, moving through the city at a steady, slow pace. Blues infused, hip-hop, organic and raw, seeing all the beauty that the others never saw. 90 BPM is the heartbeat of choice, giving every quiet thought a beautiful voice. After the storm, everything is clear, chasing out the static and the ghost of the fear. Soulful jazz rap on a blues infused track, moving to the future and never looking back. Yeah, after the storm, feeling so warm, and the air is feeling fresh, and the world is looking new. Everything is falling into place just for you. Take a deep breath and let the rhythm flow in. Forgive yourself for everywhere you think you've been. Sunlight, yeah. After the storm, soulful blues high. Morning, sun's barely up. Take a sip. Yeah. The sky is painted in a shade of gray, the quiet start of another day. The kettle whistles in morning tune, chasing away the shadows of the moon. I pour the dark roast into the cup. Takes a little while for me to wake up. The smoke curls slowly from the ashtray, a silent witness to the words I don't say. Coffee and smoke in the morning light, washing away the sins of the night. A quiet moment before the rush, finding my center in the early hush. In the early hush. The city outside is starting to stir. The distant traffic is a steady blur. I pull my robe tight, sit in the chair, run my fingers through my messy hair. The jazz guitar plays a mellow lick, the clock on the wall gives a rhythmic tick. I'm gathering pieces of a shattered dream, sewing them up along the seam. Coffee and smoke in the morning light, washing away the sins of the night. A quiet moment before the rush, finding my center in the early hush. Another sip and the warmth sets in, a brand new chance for me to begin. I leave the regrets on yesterday's shelf. I make a silent promise to myself to walk a bit slower, breathe a bit deep, to guard the promises I want to keep. The smoke fades out, the coffee is done. I'm ready to face the morning sun. Coffee and smoke in the morning light, washing away the sins of the night. A quiet moment before the rush, finding my center in the early hush. A transition from the dark to the dawn, the quiet courage it takes to move on. It's It's in the small things, the daily routine, where the truest parts of the self are seen. A new day, let's get it. Smooth eyes, faded. Yeah. Sitting in a corner of a bar called the Grave, watching all the colors of the afternoon fade. The brick is exposed and the light is dim, thinking about the cup and the space at the rim. A little bit of bourbon and a whole lot of thought, appreciating things that can never be bought. The guitar's playing something old and sincere, making all the static in my head disappears. Brick and bourbon, a soulful kind of taste, refusing to let another moment go to waste. Yeah, it's bluesy and heavy, it's urban and real, learning how to process everything that we feel. Brick and bourbon, the rhythm of the oak, watching all the bitterness go up in smoke. I'm rapping about the struggles that we never quite show, like the things we bury so they never have to grow. Here in the quiet with a glass in my hand, I'm starting to finally understand the plan. It's about the texture, it's about the heat, it's about the way the bitter meets the sweet. The drums all steady like a clock on the wall, waiting for the courage to answer the call. It's brick and bourbon, a soulful kind of taste, refusing to let another moment go to waste. It's bluesy and heavy, it's urban and real, learning how to process everything that we feel. Brick and bourbon, the rhythm of the old, watching all the bitterness go up in smoke. Shadows on the table, stories in the wood, thinking about the things that I finally understood, like how a scar is just a place where you're strong, and how a soulful rhythm can help you along. The bass line is deep like a secret shed, finding out that somebody actually cared. It's a mid-tempo blues in a hip-hop skin, finally letting the light shine in. It's brick and bourbon, a soulful kind of taste, refusing to let another moment go to waste. Yeah, it's bluesy and heavy, it's urban and real, learning how to process everything that we feel. Brick and bourbon, the rhythm of the old, watching all the bitterness go up in smoke. Take a sip, take a sip. The walls have ears, take a sip, but they don't have tongues. Take a sip. Breathing in the silence, take a sip, with a pair of fresh lungs. It's a warm kind of feeling in a cold kind of town. Take a sip. Finally finding a way to sit down. Brick and bourbon, Northern blues, chill rap, another round, yeah. Look far ahead, past the buildings. See that? Standing on the roof of the tallest block, looking past the ticking clock. The city skyline is in the haze, where the sun sets in a purple blaze. I see the edge where the earth meets sky, a million miles from the how and why. My mind expands, the vision grows, following the wind where it blows. Distant horizons calling my name, stepping outside of the daily game. A wider view, a bigger scope, filling the lungs with a breath of hope. Yeah, the guitar sketches a vast terrain, washing away the petty pain. The snare hits sharp, the kick hits deep, waking the dreams that were fast asleep. I spent too long in the narrow lanes, tangled up in the invisible chains. But from up here, the world is wide, nowhere for the possibilities to hide. Distant horizons calling my name, calling my name. Stepping outside of the daily game, a wider view, a bigger scope, filling the lungs with a breath of hope. Yeah, a synth pass swell like the ocean tide. I got my spirit as my only guide. I mapped the route to a brand new place, leaving behind the familiar space. The lo-fi crackle is a compass needle, freeing me from the deceitful. I spread my arms, I feel the flight, ready to dive into the coming night. Distant horizons calling my name, stepping outside of the daily game. Wider view, a bigger scope, filling the lungs with a breath of hope. We build our walls to feel secure, but the open ocean is the only cure. To find yourself, you must explore beyond the safety of the shore. Look ahead, keep dreaming. Distant horizons fade out. Growing in the craze, finding beauty in a gray soul chick. Yeah. There's a flower growing through a crack in the stone, reminds me of a heart that is surviving alone. In the concrete garden where the skyscrapers rise, I'm looking for the truth behind the urban disguise. The rhythm of the pavement is a heavy set blues, choosing all the paths that I'm supposed to choose. Jazzy guitar licks all the vines on the wall, catching every soul that is starting to fall. In the concrete garden, blooming in the dark, looking for a rhythm, looking for a spark. Smooth rap energy, soulful and deep, in a city that has promises and never can keep. Yeah. Concrete garden, begging for a pardon. I walk through the alleys where the memories hide, with nothing but the music as my internal guide. The bass is like the roots deep under the street, connecting every person that I'm destined to meet. We're all just organic in a mechanical place, searching for a little bit of mercy and grace. Keep the hi-hats rolling like a summertime rain, trying to extract the wisdom from the everyday strain. In the concrete garden, we're blooming in the dark, looking for a rhythm, looking for a spark. Smooth rap energy, soulful and deep, in a city that has promises and never can keep. Yeah. Concrete garden, begging for a pardon. steel, turn your spirit to cold. Stay silver in the mind, let the heart be the gold. I find my sanctuary in the 90 BPM pulse, where nothing is fake and nothing is false. Yeah, and just a clean electric guitar and a melodic flow, watching all the seeds that we planted start to grow. It's a blues-infused hip-hop, urban and raw, seeing all the beauty that the others never saw in the concrete garden, or blooming in the dark. Looking for a rhythm, looking for a spark. Smooth rap energy, soulful and deep, in a city that has promises and never can keep. Concrete garden, begging for pardon, yeah. Water the soul with a little bit of sound. Pick yourself up off the cold, hard ground. Sunlight is coming through the smog and the haze, finding our way through the metropolitan maze. Let it grow, yeah. Concrete garden, smooth blues, urban soul. Just me and the pen tonight. 90 BPM for the soul. I'm watching ink bleed on a blank page. Another night lost in this mental cage. Street lights dancing on the wooden floor. I don't think I'm looking for the exit anymore. Just a pen and a rhythm, trying to make it make sense. Building up my life while I'm tearing down the fence. Low end, pulsing like a heartbeat in the dark, waiting for the silence to ignite a little spark. It's a midnight heat, a silent prayer, breathing in the heavy city air. Soulful rhythms in a minor key, just trying to find the man I'm meant to be, yeah. It's the midnight ink. Let the world just sink, yeah. Old record spinning, dusty on the shelf, trying to get a better understanding of myself. No filters needed when the room is this dim. Watching memories surface, learning how to swim in the deep blue waters of a jazzy guitar lick. Life's a long journey, no such thing as a trick. Just the grind and the grace, the hustle and the rest, putting every single heavy thought to the test. It's a midnight ink, a silent prayer, breathing in the heavy city air. Soulful rhythms in a minor key, just trying to find a man I'm meant to be. It's the midnight ink. Let the world just sink, yeah, yeah. The city never sleeps, but it whispers in my ear, telling me the things that I'm supposed to hear. About the love that stayed and the ones that walked away, in the bluish light of a dawning gray. I'm a poet with a rhythm, a soul with a beat, finding every answer on these empty paved streets. No need to rush, let the 90 BPM lead, giving my spirit everything it needs. It's a midnight ink, a silent prayer, breathing in the heavy city air. Soulful rhythms in a minor key, just trying to find a man I'm meant to be, yeah. It's the midnight ink. Let the world just sink. And if the ink runs dry before the morning sun, I know that the work is finally done. No regrets in the shadow, no fear in the sound, just a piece of engine humming, just drive. Raindrops scatter on the windshield blast, watching the blurred out city lights pass. Red and yellow bleeding into the black, driving forward, never looking back. The wiper blades keep a steady beat, matching the rhythm of the empty street. The dashboard glowing with a subtle hue. My mind is drifting, but not to you. Neon reflections on the wet concrete, a quiet journey on a lonely street. The city's sleeping, but the soul is awake, riding the line of the choices we made. I took the highway heading to the coast, outrunning shadows that follow me most. The engine purrs like a giant cat. I left my worries on a welcome mat. No destination written on the map, just avoiding the daily trap. The jazz chords ringing from the radio, telling me secrets that I already know. Neon reflections on the wet concrete, a quiet journey on a lonely street. The city's sleeping, but the soul is awake, riding the line of the choices we made. The skyline shrinking in the rearview mirror, my vision of tomorrow getting clearer. The heavy buildings give way to the trees. I roll the window down, catch the breeze. A brand new chapter waiting to be penned. Every road trip has a start and end. Before the night, I'm just enjoying the ride, with the quiet comfort of the night outside. Neon reflections on the wet concrete, a quiet journey on a lonely street. The city's sleeping, but the soul is awake, riding the line of the choices we make. Sometimes you have to get lost to be found. Leave the familiar, step off the ground. The neon lights are a guiding thread, pulling me out of the words in my head. Keep driving, smooth road ahead. Late night drive, we out. Rain on the neon, blue on the soul. Let's drift. Neon raindrops falling on the city tonight, painting every sidewalk in a colorful light. I'm watching from the window with a coffee in hand, trying to understand the way the universe plans. This blues hop rhythm is a shelter from the storm, keeping all the chilly thoughts feeling so warm. Jazzy guitar lines like the water on the pane, taking all the ego in the phantom of the pain. Neon raindrops washing out the blue. Everything is old and everything is new. Soulful rap verses in a minor key haze, finding our way through the rainy city maze. Yeah. Neon raindrops, till the rhythm stops. Yeah. The snare is sound of crisp like a leaf on the ground. I'm addicted to the texture and the weight of the sound. Rose piano chords are floating by like a cloud, speaking all the things that I can't say out loud. Urban melancholy is a beautiful thing. When you hear the melody, the neon can sing tight backbeat, keeping me from drifting too far underneath the ceiling of a late night bar. Raindrops washing out the blue. Everything is old and everything is new. Soulful rap verses in a minor key haze, finding our way through the rainy city maze. Yeah. Neon raindrops till the rhythm stops. Yeah. There's a silence in the city when the rain starts to fall, like the world is taking a moment to call every single soul back to the center of the chest, giving all the hustle a much needed rest. I'm a poet of the puddle, a king of the mist, finding every reason why we have to exist. 90 BPM and a bluesy guitar, doesn't really matter where the troubles are. Neon raindrops washing out the blue. Everything is old and everything is new. Soulful rap verses in a minor key haze, finding our way through the rainy city maze. Yeah. Neon raindrops till the rhythm stops. Yeah. And the storm will pass and the sun will rise, but for now I'm content with the rain in my eyes, with the soul in my ears and the bass in my bones, feeling so connected while I'm sitting alone. Let it rain, yeah. Neon blue, jazz, soul rain. Let it shine, let it home. Ooh, let it shine, yeah, yeah. Neon signs humming like a choir of bees, watching all the traffic move with rhythmic ease. Yeah. I'm standing on the corner of Hope and 2nd Street, feeling all the vibrations underneath my feet. The pink and the blue are a soulful embrace, adding a little color to a tired-out face. No need to hide in the shadows anymore, when there's so much beauty to explore. It's neon solace, a light in the dark, finding the rhythm, igniting the spark. Yeah, it's urban and bluesy, it's rhythmic and deep, promises to yourself that you're finally gonna keep. Neon silence, the hum and the glow, watching how the seeds of the quietness grow. I'm rapping to the pulse of a fluorescent tube, finding the melody in a three-dimensional cube. The guitar's a liquid, a jazzy kind of flow, taking us exactly where we need to go. I remember the days when I hated the glare, now it's the only thing that's keeping me there. In the middle of the city, in the middle of the night, everything feels balanced and everything feels right. It's neon silence, a light in the dark, finding the rhythm, igniting the spark. Yeah, it's urban and bluesy, it's rhythmic and deep, promises to yourself that you're finally gonna keep. Neon silence, the hum and the glow, watching how the seeds of the quietness grow. Every flicker is a heartbeat, every glow is a breath, a story of a life that's cheated out death. The bass is an anchor, the snare is a snap, moving through the lines of a soulful map. It's a mid-tempo journey to a better frame of mind, leaving all the static and the anger behind. Just a man in the neon sign sharing the thought, appreciating everything that the struggle has taught us. Neon silence, a light in the dark, light in the dark, finding the rhythm, igniting the spark. Yeah, it's urban and blue, finally gonna keep me on silence. Ooh, the hum and the glow, watching how the seeds of the quietness grow. Let it shine, let it hum. Let it shine, let it hum. Let it shine, let it hum. The city's never dark when you have a little light. Everything is clear and everything is bright. Oh, hold on to the glow. Let it settle in your bones, better than any other high-tech phone. Neon solid. Staying alive. Yeah. Dusty boxes, old memories. Let's take a look. Found a Polaroid tucked in a book. Faded colors gave it a second look. It was you and me in the autumn breeze, underneath the shade of the willow tree. Smile so bright, eyes full of hope, back before we learned how to cope with the heavy weight of the passing years, before the laughter turned into tears. Looking at these faded photographs, hearing the ghosts of our old laughs. Time slips away like sand through the hands, shifting the shapes of our promised lands. I put the picture down upon the desk. Life is a game of beautiful mess. We went our ways, we drifted apart, but you still hold a corner of my heart. No bitterness, just a gentle sigh for the young fools we were, you and I. The city changed and the seasons turned. We took the lessons that we both learned. Looking at these faded photographs, hearing the ghosts of our old laughs. Time slips away like sand through the hands, shifting the shapes of our promised lands. The dust motes float in the yellow light. I'm making peace with the past tonight. I put the box away, close the lid. I don't regret a single thing we did. The groove rolls on, the bass stays warm, the quiet shelter from a distant storm. I pour a glass and I raise a toast to the faded memories I miss the most. Looking at these faded photographs, hearing the ghosts of our old laughs. Time slips away like sand through the hands, shifting the shapes of our promised land. Some things fade, then they never die. They just become a part of the sky. A subtle color in the setting sun, quiet knowing when the day is done. Yeah. To the good times, we keep moving, fade it out. Just you and me, lights out. Talk to me. The TV's off, the room is dim. We're swimming on the edge of the rim. You speak softly, your voice is a hum. We're finally beating the same drum. No distractions, no ringing phones, just the true sound of our natural tones. You tell me your fears, I tell you mine, tracing the cracks in our design. Quiet conversations in the deep of the night, fixing the pieces, making them right, stripping away the armor we wear, finding the truth in the midnight air. The guitar weaves a delicate thread, binding the words that we just said. A syncopated rhythm, a gentle groove. We don't have nothing left to prove. You smile in the dark, a subtle gleam. We're floating together on a quiet stream. The burdens of the day begin to melt. The deepest connection I ever felt. Quiet conversations in the deep of the night, fixing the pieces, making them right, stripping away the armor we wear, finding the truth in the midnight air. We talk about the future, we talk about the past, how we build a shelter that is meant to last. The bass line wraps around us tight, a sonic blanket in the cold night. No need to shout, no need to perform. We found a safe haven from the storm. Just two souls whispering in the dark, lighting a fire from a tiny spark. Quiet conversations in the deep of the night, fixing the pieces, making them right, stripping away the armor we wear, finding the truth in the midnight air. It's in the silence between the words where the most beautiful songs are heard, the unspoken language of trust and grace, filling the corners of this empty space. Keep talking, I'm listening. Quiet moments. Look at that view. The world's so small from here. Yeah. I'm standing on the edge of a gravel-covered roof, searching for the truth, looking for the proof that everything is connected in a soulful way. Beyond all the noise of a frantic style day. The wind is a whisper, the city is a hum, waiting for the rhythmic inspiration to come. My rap is a conversation with the open air, losing all the weight of the burdens I bear. It's a rooftop soliloquy, a soulful kind of height, finding the perspective in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's bluesy and urban, it's rhythmic and deep, keeping all the promises that I wanna keep. The rooftop soliloquy, the rhythm and the view, finding a better version of me and of you. I see the ant-sized cars on the highway below, wondering where they think they really need to go. Everybody's rushing, everybody's in a race, but I'm just enjoying the beauty of the space. The guitar is a bird, a jazzy little flight, soaring through the shadows of the urban style night. The road's piano is a cloud in the sky, asking all the questions that start with the word why. It's a rooftop soliloquy, a soulful kind of height, finding the perspective in the middle of the night. It's bluesy and urban, it's rhythmic and deep, keeping all the promises that I wanna keep. The rooftop soliloquy, the rhythm and the view, finding a better version of me. Every chimney is a story, every vent is a breath, a narrative of life that's avoiding its death. The bass is a foundation, the snare is a tap, falling right into a creative style trap. But the trap is just a rhythm, a place to belong, turning all the weakness into something strong. It's a mid-tempo journey to the edge of the world, watching how the mystery of us is unfurled. It's some rooftop soliloquy, a soulful kind of height, finding the perspective in the middle of the night. It's bluesy and urban, it's rhythmic and deep, keeping all the promises that I wanna keep. Rooftop soliloquy, the rhythm and the view, finding a better version of me and of you. The sky is so big and the heart is so small, but in this moment I can have it all. Just the wind and the rhythm and the soulful release, finally finding a moment of peace. Rooftop soliloquy, soulful jazz rap, you from the top. Yeah. Between the light and the dark, the blue hour, 90 BPM. It's the blue hour. It's the blue hour, the transition of the soul. Watching all the shadows take the final control of the daylight hours in the metropolitan heat, bringing a little rhythm to the middle of the street. The guitar's playing syncopated, a bluesy style lit. Life is like a candle with a slow burning wick. I'm a mid-tempo traveler, poet of the dim, letting the soulfulness overflow the rim. In the blue hour, everything is still, watching all the colors of the world start to chill. Soulful jazz hop on a blues-infused bass, looking for a little bit of mercy and grace. Yeah, the blue hour, spiritual power. The snare is hitting tight like the closing of a door. I don't think I'm looking for the chaos anymore. I'm just looking for the melody and the way that it feels to be grounded in the rhythm while the city starts to reel. Rose piano ripples like a light in the haze, finding my way through the metropolitan maze. Keep the hi-hats rolling like the clock on the wall, giving a little rhythm to the rise and the fall. In the blue hour, everything is still, watching all the colors of the world start to chill. Soulful jazz high on the blues-infused bass, looking for a little bit of mercy and grace. Yeah, the blue hour, spiritual power. There's a silence in the blue that you can't find in the red, clearing out the clutter in the back of my head. I'm a rapper of the quiet, a singer of the soul, using every fragment just to make myself whole. 90 BPM is the frequency of choice, giving every transition a beautiful voice. Blues-infused hip-hop, urban and deep, keeping all the promises we're meant to keep. In the blue hour, everything is still, watching all the colors of the world start to chill. Soulful jazz hop on the blues-infused bass, looking for a spiritual power. And the night is coming fast, but I'm taking my time, turning every shadow into another soulful rhyme. No need to hurry, no need to rush, finding the gold in the urban style crush. Fade the blue, the blue hour, soulful jazz rap. Crossing over between who I was and who I'm becoming. 90 BPM. Standing on the bridge at the middle of the night, watching all the cars and the flickering light. I'm suspended in the air between here and there, breathing in the cold in the midnight air. The guitar's ringing out in the bluesy delay, thinking about the things that I didn't quite say. It's a jazz rap journey on a concrete path, calculating all the quiet aftermath. On the bridge at midnight, I'm finding my way, waiting for the world to return to the grave. Soulful blues hop with a deep-seated groove, watching all the pieces of my life start to move. Yeah, the bridge at midnight, looking for the light. The water down below is as black as the ink, giving me a moment to stop and to think about the love that I lost and the peace that I found in the steady repetition of the hip-hop sound. Rose piano shimmering like stars in the stream, caught in the middle of an urban style dream. Keep the hi-hats moving like the wind in the wires, feeding all the spirit in the internal fires. On the bridge at midnight, I'm finding my way, waiting for the world to return to the grave. Soulful blues hop with a deep-seated groove, watching all the pieces of my life start to move. Yeah, the bridge at midnight, looking for the light. I'm not the same man that I was a year ago. I've learned how to fast and I've learned how to slow. I've learned how to rap and I've learned how to sing. In the middle of the winter, I'm looking for spring. This bridge is a metaphor, a transition in time, turning every mountain into something I can climb. Bluesy electric guitar, syncopated and clean, living in the space that is mostly unseen. On the bridge at midnight, I'm finding my way, waiting for the world to return to the gray. Soulful blues hop with a deep-seated groove, watching all the pieces of my life start to move. Yeah, the bridge at midnight, looking for the light. And the distance is long, but the rhythm is steady. I don't know if I'm right, but I know that I'm ready to walk to the other side, to walk to the new, with a heart full of rhythm and a soul full of blue. Walk on the bridge at midnight, soulful transition. the shapes. Don't be afraid. Yeah, yeah. The lamp is flickering, casting a shade. My mind is looking for an escape. The shadows stretch across the bedroom floor, taking the form of things I ignore. The fears I buried deep in the dirt, the old mistakes that continue to hurt. They come alive when the sun goes down, parading around in this sleepy town. Shadows on the wall, playing their games, calling me out, speaking my names. But they're just tricks of the fading light. I won't let them ruin my night, yeah. I face the corner, I look them in the eye. I'm done with running, I'm done with the lie. The guitar slices through the heavy air, a clean progression, a silent prayer. I tell the darkness you have no power. I am the captain of this midnight hour. The shadows shrink as I stand up tall, just empty silhouettes on the wall. Shadows on the wall, oh, playing their games, oh, calling me out, oh, speaking my names. But they're just tricks of the faded light. Oh, oh, I won't let them ruin my night. The groove is steady, the backbeat is tight. I'm stepping out of the gloom into light. My own reflection in the mirror glass reminds me that this moment will pass. The demons only feed on your fear, but I got a soul that is crystal clear. I turn the music up, let it ride, washing away the doubts deep inside. Shadows on the wall, oh, playing their games, oh, calling me out, oh, speaking my names. But they're just tricks of a faded light. Oh, I won't let them ruin my night. It's all an illusion, a trick of the mind. Leave all the phantom terrors behind. The only reality is the beat and the solid ground under my feet. Solid ground. No more shadows. Let the groove play. Peace. Last train running and the car's nearly bare. Just a faint smell of iron in the static air. I'm leaning my head against the cold steel pane, watching the tunnels like a vein in the brain. The rhythm of the tracks is a natural beat, a heavyweight percussion underneath my feet. No more crowds, no more faces to scan, just a quiet moment for a tired out man. The subway solitude, we're gliding through the dark, waiting for the morning to ignite another spark. Yeah, it's urban and bluesy, it's underground soul, trying to find a way to make the broken parts whole. Subway solitude, the iron and the rhyme, yeah, taking a little break from the pressure of time, yeah, from the pressure of time. Fluorescent lights flickering like a jazz drum roll, searching for the rhythm in the depths of the soul. I got my headphones on, but the music is within. A story of where I'm going and where I have been. No destination, just the beauty of the ride. Letting all the ego and the anger slide. I'm rapping to the pulse of the electric rail, a soulful little vessel in a concrete gale. In subway solitude, we're gliding through the dark, waiting for the morning to ignite another spark. Yeah, it's urban and bluesy, it's underground soul, trying to find a way to make the broken parts whole. Subway solitude, the iron and the ride, taking a little break from the pressure of time. Station after station like a movie in reverse, losing all the bitterness, losing the curse of trying to be someone that I'm really not, appreciating everything that I've already got. The baseline is deep like the tunnel itself, putting all the vanity back on the shelf. It's a mid-tempo journey to a better place, finding the humanity behind the tired face. In subway solitude, we're gliding through the dark, we're waiting for the morning to ignite another spark. Yeah, it's urban and bluesy, it's underground soul, trying to find a way to make the broken parts whole. Subway solitude, the iron and the rhyme, taking a little break from the pressure of time. Stop, but the soul keeps moving, finally finding a way of improving. In the quiet of the car and the hum of the line, everything is starting to feel just fine. Subway, subway solitude. Settle down, turn the lights low, listen to the quiet. Yeah. Coffee cup sitting on a windowsill, the world outside is perfectly still. Raindrops racing down the window pane, washing away the remnants of the pain. I took a breath and I let it go. Moving fast was making me slow. Now I'm sitting in the velvet dark, trying to reignite a fading spark. Wrapped up in this velvet silence, no more running, no more violence, just a quiet room and a gentle beat, healing my soul from the head to my feet. Books on the shelf that I never read, thoughts getting tangled inside my head. I untie the knots one by one, waiting around for the morning sun. The guitar hums a familiar chord, like an old friend coming aboard, sailing the ship of my troubled mind, leaving the heavy cargo behind. Wrapped up in this velvet silence, no more running, no more violence, just a quiet room and a gentle beat, healing my soul from the head to my feet. Shadows dance on the living room wall, I'm learning to stand after every fall. The groove is slow and the bass is deep, a lullaby before I go to sleep. I forgive myself for the time I lost, I paid the price, I measured the cost. Now all that remains is this peaceful room, a tiny flower breaking through the gloom. Wrapped up in this velvet silence, just a quiet room and a gentle beat, healing my soul from the head to my feet. It takes a while to learn how to rest, to pull the heavy armor off your chest. But in this dark, I can finally see the only one I need to save is me. Save myself. Velvet silence. Just breathe. Good night. Look down. Look down. Shadows stretching. Just me. Yeah, yeah. Under the glow of the halogen lamp, the midnight air's cool and damp. My shadow stretches across the road, carrying an invisible heavy load. I walk from a circle of light to the dark, leaving behind a temporary mark. The jazz chords echo in my ear, a quiet soundtrack for the atmosphere. Streetlight shadows, tall and thin, a visual map of where I've been. Walking the line between the dark and light, finding my way through the urban night. The drum kit plays a laid-back groove. I'm in no hurry, I don't need to move fast through this life. I take my time, turning the silence into a rhyme. The bass line walks right next to me, a loyal friend in this empty sea. I watch my shadow shrink and grow, a silent dance that only I know. Streetlight shadows, tall and thin, a visual map of where I've been. Walking the line between the dark and light, finding my way through the urban night. The synth pads drift like evening smoke. I wrap the music around like a cloak. The city is a canvas of black and gray, waiting around for the break of day. I find a comfort in the solitude, a peaceful, introspective mood. Just me, the shadow, and the jazzy beat, owning the night on this empty street. Streetlight shadows, tall and thin, a visual map of where I've been. Walking the line between the dark and light, finding my way through the urban night. We all have a shadow that follows us around, tied to our feet, stuck to the ground. But in the light it shows who we are, a silhouette reaching for a star. Keep reaching, shadows fade, morning comes, yeah. Double shot of rhythm, keep it blue, keep it soulful, yeah. Sitting in the corner, yeah. Sitting in the corner of the Blue Note Cafe, watching all the colors of the world turn gray. Steam rising up from a ceramic white cup, waiting for the spirit to finally look up. There's a groove in the air, thick as summer humidity, breaking through the walls of my own quiet rigidity. The guitar player's chords are tasting like wine, taking all the chaos and making it divine. At the Blue Note Cafe, everything is slow. Let the music take you where you need to go. Chill rap verses on a bit of jazz soul, making all the broken pieces finally feel whole. Yeah, the Blue Note Cafe. Let the music play. I've been chasing shadows in the digital world, but here the real stories are starting to unfurl. A woman in the back is reading poetry in sighs. I can see the history reflected in her eyes. We're all just notes in a much larger song, looking for the place where we finally belong. Subtle synth pads floating like the smoke, finding some humor in a bittersweet joke. At the Blue Note Cafe, everything is slow. Let the music take you where you need to go. Chill rap verses on a better jazz soul, making all the broken pieces finally feel whole. Yeah, the Blue Note Cafe. Let the music play. No Wi-Fi needed for this kind of connection. Just a little time for some deep introspection. The drummer's hitting backbeats steady and true, reminding me of things that I already knew. That life is in the rhythm, not the destination. Every single breath is a small celebration. So I stay for another round of blues and the beat, while the city keeps rushing out there on the street. At the Blue Note Cafe, everything is slow. Let the music take you where you need to go. Chill rap verses on a bit of jazz soul, making all the broken pieces finally feel whole. Yeah, the Blue Note Cafe. Let the music play, and the lights go low, and the bass goes deep. Awake in a world that's mostly asleep. I'm finding my voice in the middle of the hum, waiting for the better days to finally come.